Hi at ISCI 703. My name is Lane Petit, and welcome to my LibGuide. In a second, I will share my screen and take you through what I've created. So, welcome to Skiing, the Development and Expansion of Winter Sports in America. This guide provides casual or professional snow sports enthusiasts with a constructivist approach to understanding the impact of skiing and other winter sports in America. This guide came to me because I used to live in a ski town and I used to work at a ski resort. And it took a while for me to begin to critically think about my actions and the impacts that it had on the community around me and on the environment around me. And it wasn't until my roommate was injured in a bad ski accident that I checked out a few books about the development of ski towns and I became fascinated as one who's a librarian does. And so this page is basically supposed to be very varied. I wanted people to come here and be able to approach this thing from a variety of what statistical approaches or, historical approaches. I wanted them to approach it from a specific location or to look at the sports development aspects, basically seeing how widely something can be studied. So on the homepage, I repeat the intention of this LibGuide, and then I give a little information on student access. This is also where my instructional video will go. Databases with student access in the title, those require USC student logon to fully access the material. I relabeled the databases to make sure that students know that those are ones that they don't have to relog into. And if these students need sources or full journals that don't have automatic access with the USC logon or institutional logon, they can submit a request form here. I have it hyperlinked, and this takes them to the interlibrary loan request website for USC, and they can see if there's a way to get what they need or what they want. And if not, they can see how to change courses. Here I have a little picture of the skiing definition that I saw in, I believe that's Austria, just for some inspiration of something that is very close to my heart. The first tab that I have up is development and infrastructure. Basically, this tab is for the tourism aspects and community development aspects that skiing has and the effects that skiing has on them. And so right here you have the Bureau of Economic Analysis, and then for outdoor recreation and travel and tourism. And those are, you don't need access, those are open access from the government. And then Hospitality and Tourism Complete is a database that USC has access to with a logon. And then the National Bureau of Economic Research is a database that USC also has access to with a logon. And the students or casual lovers of ski can choose to look at some real-time effects and analytics about what skiing does to a place and how to measure that. On the next tab, historical approach, the students can look back in time and look at the development of ski infrastructure or culture through these databases and special collections that I have listed. America History and Life is a database that students have access to through USC. Gale Literature is a very large database that students have access to and will be familiar with through USC. Leisure, Travel, and Mass Culture, the History of Tourism, is another USC access database that students can have. That one only goes up till about 1980, so I have that listed in the description if students want to steer away from that if they're trying to look for something more recent. Project Muse Also has full text for humanities and social sciences, and they do have sources about skiing and ski towns and development out west and Western expansion. They actually have some really cool sources. I would highly suggest that people look in there first. And then down here, we have a special collections from the University of Denver called Ski History. Most of these sources, what they do have online, are open access. But if a student needs to request something, I'm not sure if USC students do not just have open access to request anything from this archive since it is not our college. But they can, there's plenty of contact information on this front page if they want something that they can't get. This collection is very, very large. It has a lot of Olympic information and it has a lot of international information. And so this is a really cool, very, very diverse collection and historical development source that students can go to find a lot of information. Clicking over to the next tab, location specific, I just have two special collections in eArchives that are singular to a location. So the first archives is singular to the University of Utah, and it really focuses on Utah's development in the winter sports industry. So I wanted to put this on a separate tab because if students are doing broad searches, they do not want to come here first. This would be amazing if they're looking for the effects in Utah, but not really if you're looking for ski development in California. So they can use that, and that students can access what they have in the e-collections department. The next one is a Montana State University Archives Federal Work Projects Administration papers and photos. This is open access for USC students. And this is a smaller special collections, and it is a smaller archival project. And it is very, very, very cool. And it has a lot of photographs and plans and not just literature as information. So this would be very cool if students are looking at skiing as a cultural aspect in a certain time, and they want to look at what else was happening as skiing was becoming popular in the culture for Montana. Going over to sport development, students can look into the sports side of skiing, competitively, business development, marketing development, creation of equipment, and law. You can look at contracts for owning land, and it gets very complicated very quickly. There's so many aspects just to this one action. It's fascinating. And all of these databases are open access for USC students. We have, if you log in with your university email, you do have access to look into all of these sources, scholarly journals, full text, statistics. This is a very broad category, but it is focused more on the action side rather than the development side. So I will take y'all through America History and Life. This database, my Wi-Fi is being a little bit slow right now, but you can access this database on USC's A to Z databases. This link will take you straight there if you have a working computer right now, but I have a little bit too much going on. So we're just going to go ahead and go to the page that it takes you to, which is UofSC hosts America History and Life. If you want to expand the databases that you're looking in, you can go up here to choose databases. If you want to do a more intense and advanced search, students can come down here first. They can come over here to search modes, smart text searching. We're just going to do proximity because I'm approaching this as if I don't know what I want to write about yet. Since this is a pretty broad database, it's just American history. We're gonna stick to the basics first. Um, Publication date, if you want to keep it in, the 2020s or the 2000s. If you want to look into books to check out or films, and you can go over here to historical periods if you want to do historical development back in the 1900s or the 1800s. I can look into publication type if I want to limit my sources. But first and foremost, we are just going to do a basic search since I don't know what I want to write about yet. So we're going to start with ski and see how many that sources this gives us. 198, not the worst, but not good. Let's look at some. Academic Journal, Traveling the Old Ski Tracks of New England, Century of Skiing in Colorado, New Hampshire, and the Emergence of American Ski Industry, Rich History, Ski Towns. This is a periodical. USA Passport. So this is, ski and youth. Skiing Horse Mountain. I don't know what that is. I guess it's a specific place. That's very cool. Ski maps. Wow. Okay. See, it's very, 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 very broad. So, oh, Canadian. What do I want to do next is, love Telluride. All right. I'm gonna put Ski Town. I want to look at the places where people live, where skiing is every day. So I'm just going to keep ski and town, and that's going to need these sources to have ski and town in them. So 14 come up, living it up in Aspen, post-war America's ski town culture and the new Western dream. This one sounds really promising, actually. It is a bit older though, 1945, 1975. If I want to do anything recently, I'd have to change the period that I'm looking at. Let's see if I can get the full text. If my computer will load, we shall see. Okay. Gonna make me log in one more time. Okay, so this is a dissertation. So if you're looking for something that's been peer reviewed with a peer review accreditation, this might not be what you're looking for, but if you are interested in reading it, this is accessible to you. Oh, so this is going to be a physical resource. It doesn't say that it's available online, but you can request through Scan and Deliver, or you can see that it's in the Thomas Cooper Library on the dissertation alcove and the Columbia Annex, which is pretty cool dissertation. So if you want that, sure. Let's pretend I don't. We're just going to go back. And we're going to do we are going to do title. And this might be too specific, but we shall see. Oh, yes, this came up earlier. So let's take it back and do all text. Get it a little more broad. We could also change this and over here. All right. This is the Village Lake Louise controversy, ski resort planning, civil activism, and the environmental politics of Banff National Park. This is an academic journal. Looks really cool, but we do want America. So we're going to do not Canada and see what that gets us. Aha! Okay, here we go. The Rise, Fall, and Rise of Aspen, the town the 1940s saved. Academic Journal. So we're going to check for full text. This is taking a while, but I can see that there are locations at USC where I could access this full text. And that might be a good stopping point if I'm just interested um, in the development of ski towns and what they mean. And Aspen is a huge one without me searching the name Aspen. So I can request at the Annex and Conservation Facility. And that can hopefully satisfy a little bit of my curiosity. So then I'm just going to come back to you here. I'm sure if students are using Project Muse, they could also more easily find full texts, full books, if they want some casual reading, or even through Google if need be. There are plenty of more well-known um, personal tales and histories from people that helped develop these ski towns, which are really interesting. I hope that y'all like my guide. I hope that makes you curious. I know snow is very far away from Columbia, South Carolina, but everybody has access to the mountains and everybody should be able to have access to the mountains, which is something that's discussed in this research. So if you find yourself looking to go on a vacation this winter break and you would like to, think critically about where you're going if you're flying to Aspen and you want to know about the development of that town or the economical impact of some of the tourism activities, my guide is the perfect place for you to stop by before you do so. Thank you so much. Have a great night.